Gather round. It's time for your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group. Listen closely as your coaches discuss the culture, the economy, and the political scene, and how it affects your home and your real estate investments. Real Estate Chalk Talk is where you learn the science of buying and selling real estate and the art of living in your home. Your education begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome to the program. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group, hittnergroup.com, Hittner Group. That's all one word, kids, hittnergroup.com, 612-627-8000. Give us a ring-a-ling-a-ling, and we'd be happy to have a chat with you, help you get your home prepared for sale for this 2026 season. Things are starting off rather well for the year. Inventory, active listings, 7-county metropolitan area, Keith Hittner. 7-county metropolitan area. Down this week. Down. Fourth week of the year. This is a third year in a row. Actually, the fourth year in a row when inventory dropped the fourth week of the year.
Really?
Interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little perk.
Why? Why do you think?
I think it's because you had a bunch of inventory that came on the market the first week of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then people had closings. So it closed off, and then the second half of the month, not so much is coming on.
It's been bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been bad in terms of weather, so people are kind of like, let's give it a minute. Because we always watch the weather. I think the buyer activity is picking up a little bit. We've seen some homes come off the market that have sold, too, so listing inventory is coming off the market more than it's coming on. So we'll see it. I mean, the inventory will pick up, but just not this last week.
Maybe everybody's getting ready for the Vikings Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, they're
that's
fired up.
Right.
But, Sam Darnold's in there.
Sam Darnold, get him.
What's the other guy's name? Diggs? He's up in there. We got a couple of guys we let go.
Bradbury, he's in there.
We're good at training the quarterbacks and sending them off.
Yep, send them off.
584 units came off the market this week. 584. 471 last week. 558 a year ago. So right about on par. Mm-hmm. Stable is all get out. Days on market hovering about the same. 46 days on market. Couple months supply of inventory, just as Steven as you can get. We are at 2,000, a little over 2,000 pending units.
Okay.
So that's good when you see that activity happen. It's been below 2,000 for quite a while. So at this time of the year, so now we're seeing good pending activity. I think that the market has turned, man. I just think it's turned to normal, turned to beautiful.
Yeah, well, we'll talk in the fourth segment just about mortgage rates, but everybody's kind of settled in, too, when rates are in the low sixes. It's one of the comments in the article this week I was reading just said it's good enough.
Yeah.
Right, it's not like great, but it's not so bad, so it's good
in some
enough.
situations, seeing high fives, too. We locked up, closed some deals this past week that had a 5 in front of it, so that's good.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I think?
Par rates there.
I think if real estate agents and loan officers would quit talking about mortgage rates, it wouldn't even be a part of the conversation anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I just think that
But it's a positive thing now. I mean, we're talking about it in a positive light.
Super duper.
It's in a much better situation. In 2003, I think. Whatever. We don't even have to go back to it. Interest rates are where they are, and
great.
They're fine.
They're great.
Make more money.
Make more money. So that's it for the big the number report. If you're listening at Saturday morning, though, I would want to say that I'm going to be in a open house. I don't have my phone with me to tell you where it's going to be, though. I know it's in St. Paul.
Good.
In the city proper, St. Paul?
In the city proper. It's right down the street from the cathedral.
Yeah, just drive around. Everybody just drive around.
You see the signs.
Watch for the signs.
That's
Flowery Hill.
I'll tell you in a second. It's in Cathedral.
This is how you prepare.
Yeah, I'm totally prepared. I got to bring it up now. It's $300,000. It's built in 1900 or something, 1905, something like that.
Cool.
But it's been redone. So nice kitchen, beautiful floors. The woodwork. It's 8-inch woodwork around all casements.
Right by the curling club or what?
By the curling club. No, it's on Egelhart.
Okay.
Egelhart.
Are you going to watch?
Yep, here it is. Here it is. 849 Engelhart Avenue. $300,000.
Nice.
So cheap, it's almost free.
So cheap, it's almost free. It's 2-bed, 1 bath?
It's 4 bedrooms.
Oh.
4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. No garage.
That's a deal.
Yeah, but it's got a beautiful backyard. You could easily put a garage back there.
Could you?
Yeah.
Well, our guest on the show today, Style and Structure. What's the cost to build a little 2-stall garage?
That's a trick question.
That is a trick question.
Depends on your budget.
Yeah, everything starts as a little 2-car garage, and then all of a sudden they want a studio apartment upstairs. Just throw
it's St. Paul. Yeah,
you got to have it.
You got to have the mother-in-law
You're just going
suite.
up, right? You're just going up.
HVAC systems are easy. Come on, put
no
it in.
big deal.
Yeah.
Little electrical, little plumbing.
That's right. That's right.
Done. $20,000.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that much
Pay
more.
cash. Oh, that's fun. So I'm going to plug your website real quick, style-structure.com, right?
Yeah, you got
Correct.
it.
So we'll talk more with you guys in the next segment, but just wanted to bring you in, let everybody know that you're here.
So we have a lot of properties that are coming on the market. I got to tell you. So I met with a couple in South St. Paul. South St. Paul, on the south side of South St. Paul.
Hard-working area.
It's a great area.
Great area.
It's a great, lives like Inver Grove, but it's South St. Paul. It is.
By the airport there.
No, north of that. North of the freeway. North of
Oh,
north
that's
of
not the
494.
south side of South St. Paul then.
Yes, it's the
The south side of South St. Paul is south of the freeway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's South St. Paul.
Because
Anyway.
if you go east,
Anyways, let's debate
Anyway,
the
yeah.
location.
because if you
not
go
do that.
east, it's Inver Grove Heights.
Painful.
It's kind of a weird area
Right.
in there, you know.
Yeah.
At any rate, I've seen clean houses before, so this one's we're going to bring it on probably in April. Once the snow's gone, we don't want to bring it on. But it has snow white carpet. I go in there, snow white carpet. I'm talking snow white carpet.
Why?
And I looked in there. I said, "Is this new carpet?" Oh no, it's
20 years old.
Yeah, and it's like it looks like no one ever walks on.
I love that area because it's by the Woog Ice Arena and everything.
Yes,
I
yes.
just love that spot.
I drove by it on the way out.
Yeah.
It's great.
Also, the Polish bar there that's in the guy's basement. You ever seen this thing?
No.
It's amazing.
So are
It's
you sure?
literal-
You,
it's
are
a
you sure
literal-
you weren't drunk?
It's
and
a
you ended
literal
up in the
house. It's 1 block from Woog.
Yeah.
It's a literal duplex, and you walk around the side, and it's like the Polish VFW, basically.
Okay.
And you go in there, and it's just a little bar downstairs.
Oh, I gotta check it out when I go over there.
Yeah,
That's
go have a
hilarious.
drink there, Dad.
Yeah, I'll go have a bump.
Yeah.
Can you get a hot dog there, a Polish sausage?
I think they have some chips behind the bar.
Gotta have the
Cash only, too.
Yeah, cash only. Big
Anyways,
jar of gizzards. On
so
the-
a nice
on the-
place, a block from the Polish VFW. And
White carpet, all redone, all nice, all. And I was struggling because it's like, okay, you know, it's a bigger house too, split entry, but it's got an add-on porch and all that stuff, so it's going to be like $450, which is way up there.
it's up there for that location.
For that location, but it is sweet. But we're having these. We talked at Coffee Clutch about going and having conversation with people.
Yep.
So I'm sitting down with this couple. They're going into a not assisted living, but a co-op, and so we're having the conversation. We're just talking about it, and there's no expectation. We're not going to list it today, you know. And I helped them in a probate situation. I helped sell her dad's house a little ways away from there, so they called me back when there comes time to move. But we talked for about probably an hour. Just sat there and talked, you know, and about what they're doing, and the neighbors, to this, to that, the other thing, you know, about what their kids said. Want to sell me his shotgun because he's getting rid of his shotguns. Want to buy a shotgun?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I got one from my grandmother that's sitting in the garage.
Okay, so selling his guns off and stuff like that, that is real estate to me. I mean, that's old school. Have a conversation, build a relationship, you know. And when I walked out, you know, and he said, and that's the first time I met him because I worked with her because she was the one that it was her father that died. And he said, "Oh, I just want to let you know that we're going to sell this in April." And he said, "You're our guy." It's like,
Looking at high-end homes is fun, and snooping through people's houses and stuff like that, that's great. But having a consultation, sitting down with somebody, learning what their needs are, seeing how we can help them achieve those, that's always the most rewarding. Like we were chatting, you go meet with somebody, you're not getting paid for this.
No.
And sometimes they end up not moving or not selling or not buying. And it's that process that is the most fulfilling. And the hardest ones are always the most rewarding.
Right.
The harder ones, the smaller ones, the ones that take the most hand-holding, they're always the most rewarding. It's fun to go out and sell $1 million house, don't get me wrong.
It is fun.
But working with these people and helping them reach their goals, that's the best part.
Speaking of which, I got a house that's coming on the market, $1,885,000.
Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah, speaking of which, in Jordan, horse farm.
Nice.
So it's got, indoor riding arena. I can't give you the address now because it's we're waiting. They're cleaning it out, getting staging done, so it's off market right now. But if you call me, I could maybe get you in to take a peek at it.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
What number?
Indoor riding arena. What do you mean? What number?
$1,800,000.
$1,800,000.
No, what's your phone number? You said
612-627-8000. Just call 612-627-8000.
Everybody knows the number.
Everyone knows the number.
I'm
It's
sorry.
on all the signs around town.
Is it?
It's the number everyone calls.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great house. It's clean. Another one of these things that's clean. So, should we replace the carpet? And replace the carpet. Looks like you just put it in.
Really?
Clean.
Yeah.
Isn't there horses in there? You said indoor horses?
Indoor riding arena. Two outbuildings. One shop and one outdoor. You should buy it, Keith.
I should. I really would love to live in Jordan.
In-ground pool.
I'll just stick with Inver Grove Heights.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Well, give us a call anytime to learn about all the properties we have coming up this spring, 612-627-8000. Or you can always log onto our website and see our inventory there, what's our website?
612-627-8000.com.
HittnerGroup.com, HITTNER Group.com. There you can search for properties and check your home value, all online, HittnerGroup.com. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back to the program. Thanks for sticking around. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group. HittnerGroup.com, 612-627-8000. Say that again for the people in Iowa, 612-627-8000. Joe and Danielle are in the studio from Style and Structure Construction Company. Do you say you're a construction company? Or
Home builder.
Home builder?
Home builder,
yeah.
Right.
Remodeler.
Okay. So you've been on the show before years ago and made quite a bit of progress since then. So just for people first listening, introduce yourself. Tell us about Style and Structure and kind of what makes you different than the next guy. You know, there's a builder around every corner just like a real estate agent. So what makes you different than your competition?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us back.
Thanks.
It's been a few years and a lot has changed. I think you're right. There is a lot of builders out there, a lot of great builders. And what we always say to homeowners is you have to find the right builder for you because everyone's got something different that they offer. And really, I mean, some differences of what Joe and I offer is we are design first. So a lot of companies, when they're designing your home, they start with the architectural details, finding the lot, and all that's great. And then they get into design and picking that out. I think that's a little bit of a backwards process. I think you really need to understand your design first, because once that structure is designed, those things are really hard to change, and now you're just designing around what you already have. So we're a very design forward company, and we've invested in that. We have a couple interior designers in-house. We do the really cool 3D renderings because I think people have a hard time picturing
Conceptualizing
what they're getting.
Yeah. Sure.
And so that's a really fun part of our process. The other piece of it, Joe and I always talk about, as far as business owners, a lot of builders are people who have gone into the industry as builders with a lot of construction experience. And Joe, I'll let you talk about this, but the benefit with us is we are two polar opposite people.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of construction owners that, like you said, very involved with the construction part and don't really embrace the design first. There's a lot of times Danielle came to me and said, hey, I saw this picture on Pinterest. Right. I want to do this.
Could we do that?
And I'm thinking, that's a house in Florida. Our climate's way different. What do you expect? And she's I don't care how you do it. Just I want it to look like this.
Make it look like that.
And I really embrace that because I like a challenge, and I can make it look like that, but in a different way, the way we put it together. So to Danielle's point, we have both ends of the business covered. She's the design part, and I'm putting the house together, all the sticks and bricks, and that's actually how we came up with our name. She's the style, I'm the structure. So
Yep.
So would you say then you're a design build company, a full custom or a semi-custom? Do you start with a standard plan and then modify to adapt, or do you just say what do you want and let's sketch it out on a napkin?
Full custom.
Okay.
But what's interesting is because Joe and I's experience, we actually came from a semi-custom builder previously. He also has worked for other high-end full custom. So we have a lot of experience with both worlds. And what I think is interesting is they both bring something to the table. I love a big production builder and semi-custom because of the process.
Right.
You know what you're getting. They're efficient. There's no questions, and you get them through. But people love custom because it's like, gosh, if I'm spending over $1 million, I want what I want.
Right.
I don't want you to tell me I have options A, B, and C.
Right.
So when Joe and I first started, we're like, how do we mesh both those worlds? It doesn't have to be, oh, the sky's the limit with custom, and now, the process is
Whack.
horrible. So we are really, like, the front end process is really my bread and butter. I'm obsessed with process, and that's what we've been doing every year of our company, is growing and fine-tuning that process. So we almost act like a semi-custom builder because we're super efficient getting customers through. We're high communication, very detailed, almost too much detail. Sometimes our homeowners tell us, they're like, okay, like, we don't need to know that.
I don't want it to look like this, and I don't need you to
I don't
tell
need to. But I'd rather over communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
So then when there's questions or frustrations, we can point back to things we've already talked about. And then on the flip side, I think that's why construction is always so hard, because the front end team sometimes doesn't prepare the details well enough. So the guys in the field are guessing, making decisions that if Joe has to make a decision when construction's already started, I've failed on the front end.
Okay, so then that brings to your field plans.
he point
then,
that
He does.
the detail of the field plan, then, so that there is no question on site. Figure it out. Have the carpenter figure it out when they're on site like that, because that can cost money for one thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
And be done incorrectly
Yep.
and have to be redone. And the communication is so important. I've repped half a dozen different builders, and now when I go into a small semi-custom builder, and I go through the process with them, it's like, I could fix this company in about a month because their communication is so horrible.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Yep,
definitely.
the process is just clunky, and the selection process. And I just talk about that, especially with a custom built. There are so many options available that people in the D.R. Horton world or the Lennar world, they just never see them, because they're just, they go to the design center, you got 3 choices, pick one, which one did you like?
Yeah.
And then, well, could I get this? Nope. It's not on the list. We're
No, we
full.
already bought enough of
we
these
bought
for
a
3
trainload
states,
of this
so.
granite, so that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
But you go into the custom world, and it's just materials. Light fixtures is a example. Endless, and some of them are horrible, and some of them are really awesome. What is your process for that? I mean, how do you handle the sheer volume when you're in a full custom world?
It comes down to being that design forward builder. So homeowners want to know they have all those options, but that's overwhelming to any client.
100%.
They don't want to see, hey, here's 100,000 lighting fixtures, pick one. So what we do is we have our interior designers they learn about our clients, they design your home as if it was one of our model homes. We put a complete design. If you were to say yes, we could start building that home tomorrow. Now, that doesn't always happen. Customers then want to go into the selection process and fine tune things and
Make
personalize
some of their
things.
own taste, style choices.
Yeah. But I kept thinking, I'm like, how amazing would it be if you had an interior designer say, learn what you like, and then put a model home together. People walk into model homes and love those all the time.
Right,
like, why can't I just have this?
Right.
And so we do that for our clients and say, hey, and suggest some really cool things that maybe they haven't thought of. And so that's our starting point. So we help narrow it down because of that pre-design process. And then that makes our selection process super efficient. Because really at that point, I would say most of our customers are maybe tweaking about 5 to 10% of stuff.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And in fact, we've had some customers almost take our full design. But it's because our designers are incredibly thorough on that front end, like learning what customers like. I mean, we have a 30-page survey initially because we don't want to assume anything. Joe and I have been in this industry too long that we assume a lot.
Yeah.
That some homeowners are like, okay, that's great, but that's not important to me, and I don't want to spend the money on that.
Right.
So, like,
And then is it important to both the husband and the wife?
Right.
There's a little.
There's the challenge too.
Yeah.
we always use the example of paint. So, like, our painters are one of the biggest paint companies in Minnesota. They work with most the custom builders, and they have 10 different levels of paint finish that they offer. We are one of 4 builders in the state of Minnesota that use their level 10 paint.
Okay.
And we love it. I mean, to me, It's the difference when you walk into a style and structure model
Right.
and see our finish
The
level.
paint pops.
Yeah. People think maybe, oh my gosh, your trimmer is amazing, which our trimmer is amazing, but what makes our trim look good is our painters, because that level of detail. And they're in with like a group of 20 guys and little razors, and they're touching up everything. It's
and it
flawless.
can take a month to paint our house, right? I mean,
I remember we did my parents' house. We added a closet onto their home above the garage.
A closet?
A closet. It was above the garage, like an attic space.
It was a $100,000 closet.
Yeah. And we opened it up, and we get to the paint stage, and my dad calls me just pissed. He's like, "What are you doing? We're in week 3. I could have had this paint done in a day." I'm like, "Dad, no, you couldn't have. This is a very like elaborate process. It's not just paint." And he goes, "This closet is not going to be the best painted room in my house." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to lower. I'm not going to lower my quality because you're pissed about this." Yeah. But that's just one of many examples that, you know, we assume because we are around this all the time, we really appreciate high quality. And not that a homeowner doesn't want to appreciate high quality, but do they want a level 10 paint in their closet, in their basement, in a guest bathroom? They still want it look nice and finished. So that's just some things that we survey.
I don't get what the difference is on paint. Like, what would be a level 10 paint? Like, it's just like a thicker
It's not
finish?
just the paint. It's their entire process. Actually, most of that is behind the scenes. It's touching up all the little holes everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a blue light process, Joe. You know if you
I could explain it to you. We're gonna go to break here. I could explain it to you just by telling you how my construction of my addition in the basement is looking versus what if I would have had you guys do it. That's all I'll say right now. Style-structure.com. We're gonna talk more, but we got to take a little break. This is Real Estate Chalk Talk. Log on to our website, hittnergroup.com, HITTNER group.com. There, you can search for homes, check your home value, all online at hittnergroup.com, or call us anytime, 612-627-8000. That number again is 612-627-8000. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we're with Style and Structure Home Builders. Is that what it is? Style-structure.com?
We're a design custom builder.
Design custom builder. I got to talk about a couple of things I'm curious about. One of them is setting expectations for the buyer. So someone comes in. First of all, what is the price point range that that's your wheelhouse? You know, that you really like to be in.
Yeah.
And talk about that on the remodeling side and on the home build side.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do have 2 different departments. With the remodeling, you know, we really do say we do pretty much any remodel, because we've had even small projects where we have people who are building homes with us want to touch up their home before they put it on the market.
Sure.
So we really have done remodels at any price point. But when it comes to new construction, I would say most of our homes are kind of in that 1.5 to up to about a $7 million range.
Okay, so then that always weighs on me. It's like, okay, so what's the difference between a $1.5 million or $2 million house and a $4 million house? Because they're both nice, they're both big, they both have, you know, the 3 or 4 car or 6 car garage or whatever it is. Where's the delta there between those two, and how do you set expectation with the buyer then coming in when you start having that budget conversation?
I can tell you from the construction side.
Okay.
It's just exponentially more detail in a more expensive house. So for me, it really makes me decide like which trade am I going to use. I've used the same trades for 30 years on different. I might have 4 framers, but depending on the job, I know which one is targeted for this one, or even an HVAC company or electrician for that matter. If it's going to have light fixtures that are these massive chandeliers, and they have to use the white gloves to put them all together, well, it's going to be this guy. So that makes it different on my end. Danielle has a whole different set of.
Yeah, I think because homeowners are so confused, what's the difference? Because it doesn't come down to square footage, which is why a builder hates the square footage question. Because you could build I'll
get you a big Lester building cheap.
6,000 square foot home for those 2 price ranges you explain. And really, it's the finish level that goes into it. So we always start with a homeowner when they have a budget goal. square footage is certainly one of the biggest ticket items that will help us reach their goal.
Right.
So we're really mindful of like, okay, you say you need this, but you're not leaving any room. Because for us, I'd rather build a smaller home with nicer finishes than a big box that has nothing in it.
Right.
So we're really mindful of how much wiggle room we need for those upgrades and those finishes.
Yeah, because obviously the hard construction cost of building a 6,000 square foot home versus 3,000 is going to be drastically different.
Yeah. And we don't really adjust the behind the scenes stuff much. So, you know, the framing quality, the drywall we use, the siding product, you know, we're using that almost on every home. It really, there are some behind the scene upgrades like your HVAC system.
Right, HVAC, electrical, plumbing,
This
all
$6 million build we're doing right now, they have an HVAC zone for every bedroom.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
pricey. Everybody can do their own temperature.
Yeah.
It's a lot, you know. So there are some things there, but really what it probably boils down to the most is going to be some of those finishes, built-ins, lighting fixtures, countertops. I mean, those things can range so dramatically. Just one lighting fixture, we had someone looking at a $500 one, a $5,000 one, and a $30,000 one for one entryway.
And you can literally get toilets up to $9,000.
Right.
You know, if you're going to do the high end.
So there is
everything.
That's what you need,
extreme
Calvin.
ranges.
You need $8,000 toilets in your toilet.
I'm telling
like
you,
to
once
talk
you
to
try
guys.
it, you'll love it.
Talk to you guys a little bit about.
Yeah, so it really does boil down to homeowner choices. And so how we try to eliminate the confusion, because I think people get weird about money and talking about what things cost. And I always question why. I'm like, let's be transparent.
Yep.
Let them decide. Then we get blamed less. The homeowner now knows this is your choice.
Yeah,
we could still build the $1.5 million home. You are choosing all these things that cost money. We're not gouging you as a builder. These cost money. It's a choice. So we break it all down in a lot of detail. So our front end process, you know, people come to us and they sign and they're like, hey, well, I want to start building in a couple months. We're
So
like,
where do we
not
take?
even possible because we're so detailed in the front end. Everything has to be wrapped up before a shovel goes in the ground.
What about wood species and unique exterior things? We had an architect that Buffy used to come on the program. Now he's retired, but he used a lot of commercial applications on exterior homes, and everything was in your same price point, just because it was different, and did a lot of very modern style and stuff like that.
Talked a little bit, a lot on how the light hit the home throughout the day.
Yeah.
And where the light would shine in, and they would measure, like they'd watch how the sun is moving and when it gets on.
I love listening to good architects and
Oh,
how
man.
they think.
Yeah.
I'm like, gosh,
Love
they're
that.
great.
It was fascinating.
Yeah. No,
But you have Joe.
yeah, we got Joe.
Joe's fascinating.
Joe doesn't get to pick the finishes. He used to early on when we would, you know, he'd have a question on a job site and he'd make a decision. I'm like, don't you ever do
I'm
that
actually
again.
I'm better at it than she gives me credit.
I think you're better.
Here's the fall guy.
Yeah,
It's
we had a
okay.
bathroom one time, and the tile guy goes, "Hey, I have extra tile. You want me to go up the wall?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no! Like not in this. No, just because there's extra doesn't mean it should be used."
She did teach me that there's more than one color black. I mean,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. We were renovating our office, and I was at Sherwin-Williams picking out the black I wanted on our ceilings. And I called Joe, and I'm like, "Hey, I picked out the color." He goes, "Well, they're done." I'm like, well, "What do you mean? They can't be done. I haven't given you a color yet." He
she
goes,
did say black.
"You said black, and it's black."
And
I'm
it's
like,
black.
"Joe, I swear to God,
Yeah.
I don't like it. You're redoing it. You are redoing this." I ended up liking it, so
Okay.
we're good.
Nice job, Joe.
Thank you.
But as far as the exterior siding, I mean, yeah, it's fun getting unique with stuff. Like, you're just sick of the cookie cutter homes and
Absolutely.
everything looking the same. It's like, let's do some fun stuff. Where we get cautious is new stuff has not been tested out and it's not tried and true, and warranty is a builder and homeowner's biggest nightmare. So for example, wood is like the number one thing, whether you're doing modern, a more farmhouse look, traditional. There's a wood application that a lot of our homeowners ask, but in different styles, different ways. So for example, I won't use the name because it's still on the market, but there is a faux wood product that a lot of the builders were using, especially in a modern look.
What's a faux? What do you mean?
It's
by
not
faux?
real wood.
Fake wood.
It
Okay,
looks
fake
like wood. It's a faux wood product, and the whole point is you're trying to get low maintenance stuff, and wood. Even if you can get a quality wood that's not going to be high maintenance,
Still have
it's
to
like a
maintain.
deck. You're
Yeah.
staining it. You're
You're
maintaining
right.
it. So the builder that was in Joe and I's builder group, they had used it on all of their homes for like 5 solid years. And then now the wood finish, like veneer, started peeling on all of. I mean, they just had a warranty nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's things that they
my gosh,
they didn't test because time tells all.
Yeah, time will tell.
So that was a bummer. So we're really cautious of newer products because I get nervous with that.
Yeah.
But like concrete, you can do concrete.
I love concrete.
Metal. I'm actually
concrete
loving
decks are fabulous.
Oh, they're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving real wood, but treated in a different way. Like if a homeowner loves the aging process, like I don't want to stain it or finish it, but if it's like we have Monoman Reson Timbers is a partner of ours. We have a homeowner that's putting this reclaimed barnwood on, and it's already weathered, and it's really cool. Now,
as a siding, like as an exterior,
as a cosmetic
accent?
siding, we will be doing all the weatherproofing details. That will strictly be cosmetic.
Okay,
but,
just for the look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mostly,
That's
I mean, for us, our tried and true siding go-to is Hardy and LP. There's a lot of debate in our industry about those two. We've had great luck with them both. They keep coming out with new looks, like a stucco look.
Yep.
So we love them because it's not just the product. You have to have really specialized installers, which everyone doesn't realize.
Yeah.
And our installers are the best.
And Hardy had its trouble at the beginning, but they fixed that.
Yeah.
Because of install.
Yeah, and installation is where the warranties get fudged up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think for us, we like that one because it's tried and true. We never have a warranty issue. In fact, when we just had that hailstorm last year and everybody's getting their roof and siding replaced, I tried to get my siding changed because I want to change up the color. And they're like, nope, your Hardy looks great. I'm like, dang it.
What about specific?
Blame Joe again. You know?
Right.
Any specific design things that you're seeing change? We're going back to Art Deco or anything like that. That's kind of extreme. What are you seeing that people are asking, especially in this price point where they can do it whatever they want?
Yeah. I think more European vibes are what people are leaning towards right now. And mainly because what people love about, just these older homes throughout Europe is like natural products, texture, instead of all the faux stuff that's been used. Like it looks, fake. And people don't like that. So they're loving the real stone back. We're putting the real wood on, the big beams outside. So there's a lot of
You have a lot of big beams
details.
inside too.
Yes, we do. Yeah, I love it.
We're going to head out to break. We'll wrap up with you when we return. Style and Structure, style-structure.com. You guys are great. We'll be back with the money segment, but a little bit more with you guys when we return. HittnerGroup.com is our website, HITTNER Group.com. Or call us anytime at 612-627-8000. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. This is the big money segment of the program, 651-231-2500. That's where you get the great rates and the low cost to acquire. The mortgage hotline with Kelvin Kamick.
How are you?
I'm super duper.
Good. I want to get back to style and structure, so I'm going to hit my stuff fast.
Okay.
And we'll move on from there. So I don't need to recap here.
Okay.
Just want to touch on a couple things in terms of the mortgage market and what's going on in the economy right now. As you saw, January we're almost at the end. There was no rate cut in January. Market is looking really at February employment data for direction. Mortgage rates remain stable, low 6% range is kind of where things are sitting right now. So if you're paying a discount or paying a little bit money, you're going to get a 5 in front of your number. And FHA, VA, I locked a VA deal at 5.625. Great rate. I mean, we are no longer in the way of the real estate market where for a little bit there, it's kind of like,
Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
like, I mean, 8, you could make your argument for 8 is still pretty good, but it's high, so now it's nice to be back where things should be. So holding tight, 6 and a quarter is kind of where you're going to be there. Fed cuts, they're looking at March or later. We're going to see a new Fed chair coming up. It looks like it's going to be the guy, Rick Reeder from BlackRock, which is amazing. Everything goes back to the big, the conspiracy. We can spend the rest of the segment on conspiracy theories about who runs the world, but BlackRock is definitely in that mix of conversation. Suddenly they're going to now control the Federal Reserve. Perfect. So anyway, 33% chance in April, stronger position June, July that there'll probably be a cut because May is when the change will come over there. What else did I have? Consumer confidence really low. 11.5-year low consumer confidence.
You know what?
Now.
Curious about that because durables are up, way up. So they're saying that they're no confidence, but durables are way up. So they're buying cars, they're buying washing machines, they're buying all those products that are leading indicators of strength of the economy. And no one buys a car and going to make payment, promising to make payments for a few years if they think they're going to lose their job next week. And
right.
So it's kind of a disconnect there between consumer confidence.
Well, it's the whole thing that will happen with the midterms. It's all going to be on affordability. It's all on consumer confidence. Yeah. Everything that we're seeing in our industry right now is basically saying employment data, not the Fed, is going to determine where rates go.
Got a question about that too. So employment data. Do they look at the employment data in terms of are they government jobs or are they private sector jobs? Because right now all the gains in employment are private sector jobs versus in the last 4 years it was virtually 100% government jobs.
They look at both.
Okay.
So and you're seeing jobs, a lot of jobs getting, there's 8,234 retail stores closed in 2025, up 12% from 2024. There's a lot of concern on employment. A lot of companies. You saw the news with Amazon's City. A lot of layoffs are coming. So I think there's the consumer confidence, and there's just uncertainty in the market right now regarding employment, how AI is going to hit everything. All of those things kind of come into play a little bit. So there's got to be a shift there. But this is the thing we always talk about, right? So I want rates to go down. That means jobs. People are losing jobs. This is going. That's going. But those are the things that you kind of see happening right now. And so I want rates to come down, but not at the expense of employment. Right? So, so that's what's going on right now in terms of talking about what do we enjoy? What was the high? We talked about just meeting with people. Had a great conversation with a couple yesterday. He's 77, she's 71. They heard us on the radio show, called in, and sat down with them and just went through their financials, trying to get our arms around at their stage, right?
What should we do?
What are we doing around our house? What are we doing around we have all this equity here, but we have all this debt here. We have this here. We have just such a fun conversation. So I just want to encourage people. Just there's no charge. They say, well, how do we pay you for your time? A cup of coffee's great, and if we do some mortgage stuff together, that's great. But I love having the conversations. I just want to encourage people, if you want to have a conversation about just financials and where things are at and in your world, give me a call, 651-231-2500. Love to have that conversation, and we'll just kind of go from there. So let's get back to style and structure. And
just in time.
Yeah.
And
do you have a question, or I'm going to run?
No, I've got one question.
Right.
You have a podcast called If Walls Could Talk. Where do I find the podcast? And then give me a little color around what is that? Why are you doing it? And stuff like that.
Yeah. So on our website, it shows all the different media outlets that we're on, whether it's our podcast or other things. So you can go there. But we're pretty much on every major podcast platform, on Spotify, all the good stuff. So.
Okay.
And the website is style-structure.com.
It is, yes.
Correct. Yeah, I think our podcast really started where, people were asking, and, homeowners would ask, how does this go together?
Yeah.
And I love talking about everything from the way the footings go in, the wall structures and everything that people don't really get to see in a finished house. And, I'll talk all day long about it, and usually it's the wife kind of rolling her eyes. That's not as interesting as the selection.
The selection stuff.
But the guys are really into how this all goes together.
It also sets the stage for why things cost what they cost, because there's a lot of work that goes into a house. I mean, a lot, and people don't appreciate it because they just don't see it.
Yeah, and I always tell, if you think about it, there's literally thousands of people that touch this project, from the truck drivers to the, all these different. And I like to put that all together and put it into perspective. Are there going to be mistakes on the job? Absolutely.
Sure.
All these people, it's not possible. But this is why, this is how we can correct it. It's such a process, and it's fun for us to tell that story.
Yeah. And it goes back to the high level of communication we have with our clients. So where this started is we actually put together through the moment you say hi to Style and Structure to the moment you close with warranty. We have so many touch point emails that go out to our homeowners. And with those, we offer resources because no matter if we've talked about what to expect, reiterating it through an article, through a link to our podcast is always helpful. And some homeowners are never going to dive into the info we send them, but we've got some who love to be the expert on the home they're building.
Sure.
And so in those touch point emails, we'll link the coordinating podcast and say, hey, check this out. I mean, we talk about everything. It's like the good stuff that goes up on job sites, the bad stuff. We don't pretend to be a perfect builder. There's going to be issues. What we offer our homeowners is saying, we've got it. We are experienced to handle those issues and navigate and keep your project on track. So, and I think that's where some people get very overwhelmed. It's an expensive, long process, and they see one mistake happen. They're like, oh my gosh,
freaking out.
I have to be my own general contractor. I have to take over this project. And it's our goal to constantly inform them, there needs to be a trust there that we can handle it.
Well, there's and just from personal experience, you guys are great, and you guys did remodeling on my home back in the day. Joe, you have just a great calm spirit, right? That just even through the process, you don't get riled up, you're not up and down. I just love that.
There's a lot of hotheads in the industry, and so I'm always shocked when Joe stays calm, even though someone's screaming at him. I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, and then my son does some work, and one day he's talking I got this. I go talk to Joe. I said, Joe's good. Just go talk to Joe. He goes, okay. And he's all nervous, right? He's a young guy, right? Starting his business. And
he's awesome, by the way.
I know, but he's all nervous, right? And I said, Joe's good. He goes, but I just appreciate the calm that you have through what your business is. And I hear that numerous places in my world. So
speaking of that, when you are sitting down with people, I know it is with me. When I meet with somebody to sell their house, they don't realize I'm interviewing them too. Because there's people that I just don't want to work with. High maintenance, unrealistic expectations. Just I'm better off not being involved in this project. Do you have that same experience with people where you just say, we're not the right fit?
We've never had to say no to someone because I'm so blunt right when they meet me that you're not going to be drawn to me or our process if we're not a good fit.
Right.
So that's
you got to get over the first hurdle.
That's my approach.
She's a little standoffish.
I
don't want to say.
Yeah.
You're the gatekeeper, right?
Yeah. Well, and I want you to know this is not going to be an easy process. That there is going to be time that needs to be put in, effort. We're not
might not be easy, but it'll be smooth, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the goal. That's the goal, and fun. And that's my big thing is we really. We put a lot of stuff out there on social media and stuff. And the goal, anytime you think of what's my goal when I'm doing marketing, it's what do you want to get out of that? And ours has always been, I want people to feel like they know us before they ever meet us, know our history. I don't want to sit here and explain, that Joe is truly an expert builder. He really is. And you can do that research. We don't need to sit here and give a long speech when you meet us.
Right.
And that has been accomplished. I mean, really, when homeowners come in to meet with us, they're like, gosh, I feel like I already know you.
That's great.
So that piece of it
that's cool.
already eliminates even who's calling in a lot, because if they're not drawn to, the funny reels we're putting out, they're like, gosh, these builders these builders don't seem serious enough, or whatever it is.
I love the fact that you could get Joe to do some of your reels. That's awesome. And you do a great job.
Yeah.
Well,
but your creative mind is awesome.
Thank you, Calvin. Thank you guys for coming in. Style-structure.com is your website. Everybody go there, style-structure.com, and you can get to know them. Thank you so much. That's it for this week. We'll
Thanks
be
for
back
having
next
us.
week.
Thank you.